Hey guys, today we will complete chapter 10, the lobster quadrille, and I put a link for you guys to look at a simple circle dance that is kind of what we were reminded of when we did the lobster quadrille. So let's find out what's happening as we go through this story, the end of this chapter. And when we ended, the Griffin had asked Alice to tell about her adventures. I could tell you my adventures beginning from this morning, said Alice very timidly, but it's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then. Explain all that, said the Mock Turtle. No, the adventures first, said the Griffin in an impatient tone. Explanations take so long. So Alice began telling them her adventures from the time when she first saw the White Rabbit. She was a little nervous about it at first. The two creatures got so close to her, one on each side, and opened their eyes and mouths so very wide. But she gained courage as she went on. Her listeners were perfectly quiet till she got to the part about her repeating, "You were old Father William," to the caterpillar, and all the words all coming different. And then the Mock Turtle drew a long breath and said, "That's very curious." "It's all about as curious as it can be," said the Griffin. "It all came different," the Mock Turtle repeated thoughtfully. "I should like to hear her try and repeat something now. Tell her to begin." He looked at the Griffin as though he had some kind of authority over Alice. "Stand up and repeat, 'tis the voice of a sluggard," said the Griffin. How the creatures order one about and make one repeat lessons, thought Alice. I might as well be at school at once. However, she got up and began to repeat it, but her head was so full of the lobster quadrille that she hardly knew what she was saying, and the words came out very queer indeed. "'Tis the voice of the lobster," I heard him declare. "You have baked me too brown, I must sugar my hair. As a duck with its eyelids, so he with his nose trims his belt and his buttons and turns out his toes." "That sure is different from what I used to say when I was a child," said the Griffin. "Well, I've never heard it before," said the Mock Turtle, "but it sounds like uncommon nonsense." Alice said nothing. She had sat down with her face in her hands, wondering if anything would ever happen in a natural way again. As I was reading this chapter, I kind of thought, that's kind of how I feel. We've kind of had everything turn upside down this spring in our last 9 weeks of school. And when I was talking to my kids the other day, I said, I wonder if everything will ever happen the way I thought it should again. "I should like to have it explained," said the Mock Turtle. "She can't explain it," said the Griffin hastily. "Go on with the next verse." "But what about his toes?" the Mock Turtle persisted. "How could he turn them out with his nose?" "You know, it's the first position in dancing," Alice said. Just like when you do ballet, if any of you have done ballet, first position is your toes turned out. She was dreadfully puzzled by the whole thing and longed to change the subject. "Go on with the next verse," the Griffin repeated impatiently. "It begins, 'I passed by his garden.'" Alice did not dare disobey, though she felt very sure it would come out all wrong. And she went on with a trembling voice. Have you ever stood in front doing our recitations or our verses, or standing up during recitation and feel really nervous or afraid you'll say the wrong thing? So let's hear what Alice decides to do. "I passed by his garden and marked with one eye how the owl and the panther were sharing a pie." "What is the use of repeating all that stuff?" the Mock Turtle interrupted, "if you don't explain it as you go on. It's by far the most confusing thing I ever heard." "Yes, I think you better leave off," said the Griffin, and Alice was only too glad to do so. "Shall we try another figure of the lobster quadrille?" the Griffin went on. "Or would you like the Mock Turtle to sing you a song?" "Oh, a song, please, if the Mock Turtle would be so kind." So Alice is talking very sweetly and using kindness to ask, and very respectful. Alice replied so eagerly that the Griffin said in a rather offended tone, "No accounting for taste. Sing her Turtle Soup, will you, old fellow?" The The Mock Turtle sighed deeply and began in a voice sometimes choked with sobs to sing this. Beautiful soup, so rich and green, waiting in a hot tureen. Who for such dainties would not stoop? Soup of the evening, beautiful soup. Soup of the evening, beautiful soup. Beautiful soup, beautiful soup. Soup of the evening, beautiful, beautiful soup. Beautiful soup, who cares for fish, game, or any other dish? Who else would not give all else for 2 pennyworth only of beautiful soup? Pennyworth only of beautiful soup. Beautiful soup, beautiful soup. Soup of the evening, beautiful, beautiful soup. The chorus again, cried the Gryphon as the Mock Turtle had just begun to repeat it, when a cry of the trial's beginning was heard in the distance. Come on, cried the Gryphon, and taking Alice by the hand, it hurried off without waiting for the end of the song. What trial is it? Alice panted as she ran. But the Gryphon only answered, come on, and ran all the faster, while more and more faintly came carried on the breeze that followed them the melancholy words, soup of the evening, beautiful, beautiful soup. So, we finished this chapter, and do you think it was hard for Alice to try to recant what was going on? And to understand what was going on with all of this nonsense. And she was so confused, but she tried to do what she could. And this song that the Mock Turtle singing is a very silly song about soup. Maybe you could dance around and try to sing your own song about soup. So have fun with this story, and we'll talk more about it tomorrow in class. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.